So let me know once you are able to see it.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm able to see it.
Okay. Once you come to your solution gallery, you can access solution gallery through Power Apps or through Power Automate, and then by switching your environment, you can go to your solution gallery from any of the both interface, and you can even create Power Apps in that by going to that Power Automate window or by coming to a Power Apps window. That doesn't make any much difference until unless when you come inside your package, and here you can see the option Power Automation. So you will have this cloud flow, automated, instant, and scheduled. You need not to be worried. So as I've said in last session, I would be using automated flow. So once I give automated flow, I will be giving it as Power BI BIWF. Then the trigger would be like my SharePoint whenever item is created or modified, because we are just changing the request status in the app what I've showed you. So whenever there is an item change, the workflow will check for the condition and it will shoot out the email. So I will select this when item is created or modified, and let me click on to create. So because this is like a first time it is connecting to my SharePoint, it is creating a connection. So now here it is a connection, and okay, let me do one thing. Let me come to my Power Automate window. Let me change my environment. Open up this package. So here you will be getting environment variable. That was because I have renamed this variable. It may not be reflecting it properly. Otherwise, it will ask you the environment variable. So I'm pointing it to my request. Then I will be using the switch logic. Basically, here it is like a switch. I will select this and I will just point to my request status field. status field, and my first request status would be submitted. Submitted, and then I will be like pointing it to send an email action. Email action v2. In Power Automate flow, whenever you like create a workflow, basically uh, you can by using HTML code, you can beautify this email body. This is a email from Power Automate, basically. So you can beautify it using HTML. Similarly, what I will do, because this would be the first mail that would be sending. So always it is better you rename this case submitted, so that you can make out which branch you have to visit and what action. So here, I will be sending it to the requester name email, and I will be giving the title is now submitted, and I will be changing it to HTML, and I will be copying my link of my close app up to ID equals to 10. I will be using a href tag. So if I want to display something like request number, I can use by using HTML tags. And I can use the title column. Then I can use a href double quote ID equals to, and here I have the ID attribute. I will be querying it ID. I will be double quoting it, and I will be closing. Uh, then I will be like giving it click here to view, here to view. So this is how you can construct an email body. Also, you can use like a copy to clipboard option, because that is in a preview mode, and you can paste it. But sometimes it will not work across, because again it depends on the browser type, because I'm using Firefox. So you can use a Chrome to leverage this property. Okay, so again I will be using send email action, but this time I will be sending it to the requester of this request, not requester, manager email. And then I will be giving title is now submitted for your approval. So here I'm like, whatever new request I'm submitting, it will get its request number once it is submitted. Then like I will be just setting up a href tag, whatever I have set up over here. So you can add more content into your email body as per your requirement. So now I will be linking it to my approver app. basically what I will do, I will just make some one change over here to differentiate the hypertext. And I will, yeah, first. Now the leg for the approval is done. Save it. Now workflow is changed. Just check it in the flow checker if there are any errors. So right now we don't have any error. Then click on to this plus to add one more case. So now I will be adding a case when request is approved. Will give status as approved, and I will give a send email action. This time it will send an email to the submitter as well as approver, basically. So what I will do, I will just add a dynamic content, a requester name. Then in the CC, I will just add, like the approver of this request, manager's name, and then like a title. Then I will be giving like a title of this request is now approved. Then here I will again relink my close app. So what I can do, I can just select this entire line. I can just make a copy, just come over here and I can paste it. But make sure that this ID value, right? You just relink once again from the attribute over here. Sometimes you can copy paste from here to there. But yes, I would prefer if you are doing it for first time, type it manually. Yes, so we are done for the approval, and the next case would be for rejection. Request is rejected. It will be sent to submitter. Too. So I will be like adding a dynamic content of the requester email. Then the title is now rejected. So you can just also you can display them who rejected this request, all these information by picking up from this dynamic content. So it is like how you beautify your email body in Power Apps. It's totally dependent to you. As I've shown you the one of the email body. This body was entirely used all the references from the dynamic content. These are the values from the dynamic content, and these were like the markups. So you can use it. And here we had the link of a Power App. So final rendering of your email would be something like this. Then yeah, so here I will be linking my like my resubmitter app. Submit. So now our flow based on our workflow, it is ready because here we had this one level workflow. So let me save this. Now the flow is ready. Now because this flow is connected to our solution package, whenever you hit onto black back, you will be not taken to the Power Automate workflow screen. You will be taken to the you will be taken to solution gallery. So here we have this, but here there is some change from the Microsoft. Otherwise it will ask you the environment variable, but this time it is not asking me the environment variable. I have to see what change Microsoft has done it. So yeah, so that is one thing that has to be cross verified. So let's make a submission in name of Adele. So let me come to my site. Let me submit a request. So let me make myself as a manager to this request. Test workflow test, and I will submit this request. Now this request is submitted. Let me jump back to my profile and let's wait for some time. So here we can see the flow history. Okay, let me also open my Outlook app. So workflow has been executed over here. Okay. So here there is a mistake. Marked it as an in review, but when I come to my request, my first status is request status is in review. So I have to edit my workflow back. In review, so let me run this. Let me run this flow once again. That's good. So yeah, so now flow ran successfully. Okay, so now first mail is received by Adelaide. So here, if you see this email, you know, when I click on here, she can see the request in the close view. And now, as an approver, I can click here and I can approve or reject this request. Reject, will reject this request. It is rejected, so workflow will shoot again for the rejection. Now if she sees this link, basically here she can see the status as rejected and she has to get an email for the resubmission. Parallelly, as a submitter, if I click link once again, I'm getting this message already, request is processed. So this is how we lock the record from user from re-editing the data. I think now you are getting the picture what I had demoed you earlier. And now let me come over here and then I can click it. Then I can make a resubmission. So this will keep on looping until unless the approver approves this request. So this is what we call it as state machine workflow in Power Apps. So every history for that record will be submitted over here, and we whatever action we have taken. So last time, like I have rejected this request. When I come to the switch case, I can see it was for rejection. So here you can make out what is the progression, and if it encounters any error, you can see the error as well. Okay. So now like there is a case for submitted. So there was a mistake in my flow. So what I have to do, I have to write one more leg for this workflow. to once it is resubmitted to run, basically because I've made that change in my resubmission app. So what I have to do over here to rectify that issue, so it is like submitted, and here I have to add one more case. It is like resubmit. Submitted, and here I will be like leveraging again the same status, because here I've used two different statuses. But make sure that whenever you are building a state machine workflow, you use the first status as well, rather than two different statuses. Sometimes clients will specifically say that we want submitted as a status and resubmit as a status, so you can use something like this. Send email v2. So this email I will be just sending it to the approver for approval. So yeah, now I can see my URL variable. There was some network issue. Journey. Just a minute. I have to also see my variable over here as well. Let me minimize this. So yes, so here you can see that site URL. This is the variable. Rather than giving the list name, right, I will be using these variables to my Power App. So here I have Power BI request a shared variable. I will be giving it up, because this is like, otherwise what happens, because earlier it was like a hard coded. So once you deploy the production package, you cannot make the change. These variables should be enlisted over here, then only you can make the change. So that's where there was, because if you are having some issue with your internet, all these objects will take some time to commit, because everything you are building on a cloud and you are publishing on a cloud. So any queries on this? So let me copy this entire line. We paste it over here. Let me remove this title and let me come to title. Okay, and let me change this content. ID. Let me save it, and let me so this time it went out successfully, and it shot an email out as well, because I've set this resubmitted view. So here I will be getting another email. Let me click it, and let me like approve. Let me approve this. So once I approve, again workflow will run after some time. Yes. So now, as I've approved this request, because I'm in CC, I received this final app. Similarly, you know, like the submitter Adele, when she comes and she checks her inbox, she can see the app again. Like this is how we send the final notification to all the participant of this request. Now like in this demo, like I've showed a couple of times these activities to you, basically how I am like if I have find any mistake, how I'm fixing it up, etc. So let me do one more thing over here. Let me like make one more submission for the change request in my app. Again, I will make myself as the manager, Adele as a submitter. So this is how you can test the different users with respect to your different like for the different users as a different user role. You can give some comments, you can submit it. Request is submitted. Now these people will get an email. Let's wait for some time. Now if you see the workflow history on the first gear, you know it gets the variable and the list name id on the rendering. So list is, as I've said earlier, the list is always rendering with respect to the internal name. But when we see in a hard coded way, right, again it refers, but this was in a hard coded way. When we move this workflow into the client's production, it will be referring to the same internal name, and this internal name may not be the same in a client's and tenant. It depends, this is like auto generated number. So once we point it to the variable, because variable we are setting the list, so it will automatically encapsulate list, and list name also will maybe different. List name and the GUID of the list, it will be different. So basically, we control it in that way. Okay. Now Adele has received the mail where she can like uh, view this request, and then the submitter he can like reject this request. So right now let me reject it. Rejected. So every flow will take a time of a minute, because we are in the licensing of Power Platform for Office 365, and this is a developer license. So both follows the same license. We have a delay. When you are in like a production plans like per app, per user, or pay as you go, the delay would be like for the 1 minute. This is what Microsoft says, less than 1 minute. But else the other plans you have to wait up to a time for the while you are doing a testing or debugging, you have to wait up to 1 minute for the workflow to shoot up. Okay. Now the request is rejected. It has come back to the submitter. She can click it. She can make the change in the content changes, and then she can resubmit the request. Request is submitted. Now let's wait for another minute. Okay, now Aprora has received the email. So this email, like I will click and I will approve it. So I can see the changes, whatever done by the user, approved. I can approve it. So now approval is done. So finally, we will be getting the final close mail. So here it is. So this is how you can integrate your Power Apps with your Power Automate. Any questions on this? Any questions on integration part? This is how you can see the multiple instance execution instance for the workflow. So any questions? Okay. So then if you don't have any questions, then I will be moving it to the final leg, how you can export this package. So once you are in your package window, just open your package, come to your environment variable, then edit the variable. Because when you are creating the variable, when you connected the data source in your SharePoint list, it is like pointing to your current site. Basically, this is the value where you have to remove from the solution, not to delete it. If you delete it, the entire variable will be deleted, but you are removing this reference from the solution so that the solution becomes dynamic to the client. So once you go there, you will point to that site where your list is residing. So this is why, to make this as a dynamic, we are revoking this value. Similarly, you have to make this change in all your variables. See, here you can see the list name, and this drop down you can see all the list and library that is present within the site. So I will click and I will remove this as well. So now this reference is also removed. And now I will select this three dots again and I will click on to edit. Then again, like, let me click on to three ellipses, remove from the solution. Now it is removed. So now everything is done. Now come back to your all the environment variables values are deleted. Now select your solution package, and here you have export option. You can click on to export. So here you will get an option, check for issues and publish all changes. First you run check for all the issues. It will build the package. So here it will say that there are like 27 issues or 26 issues. Basically, these would be like runtime issues on the app on the label level property. So these are like a medium one. When the severity is high, like your code may have some kind of issue, then you have to fix it. Or else we can ignore these issues in app, because this is only pointing to a canvas app. So come back to your solution, select it, click on to export, then click on to publish. So now why we are publishing this customization? Because whatever changes if you have committed and if you are not published in the forms and the flows, we are republishing it again so that we get a final stable version. While publishing, if any app or any flow has any issue, it will give us a runtime issues rather than like errors. rather than the warnings, because in the when we check for the issues, it will also show us the warnings as well. Okay, now all the changes are published. Now I will click on to next. So here I will get two options: managed and unmanaged. Managed is like like I'm making a solution for the test or production environment, where the codes of the my Power Apps or Power Automate cannot be uh, cannot be manipulated by the client's side, any hoster or anyone. Whereas unmanaged, if it is like I'm moving from one development environment to another development environment, then I will be deploying it as an unmanaged solution, so that once I move the package into to the destination, I will be having impromptu code access. So right now I will make it as managed. This is a final package solution. Export. Now it will start exporting the solution, and then you will get a download window, or else it will directly download it into your downloads folder, depending on how you have configured your browser settings. So also you will get this report in the email as well on your issues that your package has. So this is like a detailed summary. So yeah, so now this is your unmanaged solution. Now that managed solution. Now once you make the change in the code, and once you rerun, once you do export, version will become 1 or 00. It will become 2 or 002 based on a major or minor change that is decided by Microsoft. So let me save it on my system. Let me put it over my D drive. Let me create a one folder. So yeah, I will save it over here. Now my package is saved. So let me come, and then you are like just mailing this package to the client's admin, or if you are the administrator of a client environment as well, you will be uploading to the solution gallery over there. Now when we also let me make a copy of this. Just a minute. So yes, so let me copy this package, and let me create one more folder within this folder. And please do not extract this folder. Like right now I'm just showing it how what extraction will contain. So basically this extraction will contain your canvas app and the related canvas app mappings. We have because we have the 3 app, it will be always, it will have the MSAP files associated to the canvas apps. No, we have the 4 canvas apps, like the submitter app, approver app, resubmitter app, and the close app. MSAP file of that, and the URI file of that. Then like we have this environment variable definitions over here. We have this, but again it is like it is in a schema mode. Then also we have this flow. It is like this power flow pack JSON code. JSON code and which can be edited. We can open it in VS Code editor, but not to make any change in this. So this is how the package definition has the content. So any question on exporting solution as well? Hello, am I audible?
Yes,
Yes,
David.
David.
Yes.
Okay, so any queries on exporting solutions?
Yeah, Devi. Like, if we do any changes again, so at that time we need to export it again, right?
Yes, you have to publish it again and then you have to make an export.
Okay.
But first time when you are publishing, please do a run check app, because that will some properties of the label, I'm not given the values to that because that is not mandatory. So it is pointing to those variables. You can see the severity is medium, but if you have any severity as a high, then you have to check what is the error, you have to correct it, and then you have to make a verification of the issue. Run Then if everything is fine, then just publish that app, so version will become 2. So every time, in the production version, you when the change comes, you have to make the change and you have to export the, so you say publish it in your flow or app, then publish your package, then export that package. So this is how we take care in Power Apps.
Okay.
Yes, any other questions? Okay, then. So, like, we have closed all our planned session on this. Now, like we had one session for tomorrow and day after tomorrow. So it's not mandatory you join that because all the topics are now covered over here. And Monday we have planned for the final review of the assignment. So Monday you can just share all your assignments on all the topics covered, then we can close this call. So tomorrow you may get up the pop-up of the meeting, but it's not necessary you join it tomorrow and day after tomorrow. So you can utilize these 2 days for completion of your assignments. And Monday, because we are closing the session, so please share your assignments as well. So any queries?
No, Devi.
Okay, then. So we can wind up for the day. Have a nice day. Bye bye.
Thanks, David.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Devi. Thank you all.
Thanks, Devi.